So I was going to get the alternator looked at because I had that flickering battery signal, and yesterday morning, but by the time I got back out of work, it was gone. And then shortly after, let's just say going into work today, and that led me to think about a weekend report topic. So pardon that's in the car, not something put together with an attempt at professionalism. But yeah, we're gonna have a weekend report today from the car, and I'm also working tomorrow. So yeah, and I'll explain why. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, the 19th of July, 2025, and I picked up an extra shift today, and I'm scheduled for an extra shift tomorrow. So you may get 2 weekend reports this weekend. It depends. But for this weekend report, and obviously it'll be a little shorter, and my apologies for it not being some attempt at OBS, which I'm still building my skill set on. Today, let's focus on where the ecosystem is at. And when I was getting ready for work this morning, I was like, yep, I got enough crypto, never say how much crypto you have, that I'll be good. I'm not going to be uber rich, flying jets, or at least more than likely not. But I'll be able to retire with some careful planning and careful execution that's adaptive. That being said, I was like, so why am I always picking up overtime? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Part of it is I am a member of a team, and a team does that. I know that might be a shocker to some people for various reasons, but when you're a member of a team and you're welcomed by that team, you have an obligation to that team. And secondly, I want to pay off some bills because I'm not going to sell my XRP. I'm not going to have any transactions that in any state could be considered a capital gain. Because remember, we're talking about federal laws lately, not state laws. And for those, some in the U.S. that don't know, and those I wouldn't expect to know outside of the U.S., when you're a citizen of the United States, you're also a citizen of the state that you reside in. Rights are enshrined in constitutions of the United States, as well as the state of New York. Yes, I am a New York resident, obviously, even though right now I'm not in New York. It's the whole borderline thing. Now, all that being said, you have to think about your tax obligations constantly as a U.S. citizen. For those outside of the U.S., there's a lot of marketing that U.S. is some golden land of opportunity, etc., etc. And, is it any more opportunity than elsewhere? Perhaps. But with every opportunity, there's a cost. And the cost in the U.S. is you have to constantly work, constantly hustle, until all your debts are paid. Wow, that person passed 2 cars. Yeah, I went over a double yellow line. Not me, them. Anyway, I constantly look out for these people. In any case, a lot of people that I've known have only been retired for a couple of years, and then because they worked themselves so hard they pass away quickly. I know people that have worked well into their 70s and then soon after passed away, and that's a whole other discussion. So I want to ensure that I can retire debt-free with a revenue stream. So that let me, as I probably while I was shaving, to contemplate what is the status of the greater ecosystem. Now, this ecosystem changes quickly, and a year from now, this video may be irrelevant. But as it stands right now, we're just not there yet. We are not at the point where our crypto will retire us with a dividend income stream. And as you know, on this channel, we're big on leveraging our assets, whether those assets be crypto, life insurance, what have you. And it's the thing that is spoken of called buy, borrow, die. You buy an asset, you borrow against it. Of course, you have to pay it, and that's a whole other set of intricate, complicated things to repay. And then you pass away. If you do it right, you leave a legacy to your heirs in a way that is not something extremely taxable. Wow. Another person passed 2 cars and risked the life of a bicyclist right there. These are great metaphors for people who are way too exuberant. That old saying, a lack of preparation on your part is not an emergency on my part. Now, wow. Hopefully we'll be clear of these crazy people. Anyway, to get back on topic, sorry about that, but it does tie in. You got a lot of apprehensive people who are like, I gotta get rich and I gotta get rich now. No, you don't. You fell for the marketing. The marketing of what I call the capitalist agenda. I'm not knocking capitalism. Capitalism is a wonderful tool within a certain context. In my opinion, nothing else works but capitalism. Now, if you're rushing into this, where you're essentially someone who is basically a sheeple, who's running around like a good little sheeple, doing sheeple things, saying, gotta get rich now, you'll probably never get rich. And if you do, you'll more than likely lose everything that you have because you lack discipline. The disciplined mind, a stoic mind, if you will say, I have to stick with my hustle and get what I need to get for now, despite my plans for the future. Because the future will come when the future comes. That's why it's the future. But for right now, I got to work my game. So I bring up this whole topic to try to explain to everyone, keep your hustle on. The hustle never dies. Even when you get rich, in other words, you accumulate sufficient wealth to earn dividend income, as we call it on this channel, residual income, what have you, something where you get paid for the ownership of an asset, even if it's just writing a book that does extremely well and you can constantly get money off it, great. But when you have wealth of that type of magnitude, sure, you can rest from your old hustle, but now you got to get a new hustle. You got to keep your brain sharp. You got to stay fit. If you're not sharp or not fit, get sharp, get fit. You got to work. Now, a lot of people all around the world have this mindset where it's like, well, I'm rich now. Again, that word rich, which is totally used incorrectly. I'm rich now. Well, doesn't mean you sit on your ass. It means you change your hustle. That's what it means, everyone. So, that being said, let's see. All right. That being said, this is very important. When you got that level of hustle where all you do is change your hustle, that's how you know you've arrived, as they say. A person that's arrived is someone that can handle what's going on and works towards future goals. So I'm going to wind this up with saying, essentially, keep your hustle on, keep working towards your goals. Don't anticipate. You know, that TV show, Star Trek Next Generation, there was an episode where it looks like Geordi's moving the ship. Captain McCall goes, don't anticipate. And he's like, it's not. I'm not, Captain. It's moving on its own. That just stands out right now, so I shared it. Sorry. But yes, don't anticipate, because the game always changes. You have to adapt your hustle, and you just got to keep moving forward. Keep up the grind. I know it sucks. It's a beautiful day out. I'm going to be inside an office. I would rather not have to do all that. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to suck it up, Buttercup. All right, on that note, I'm going to ask that everyone click the like on this video, because we got to get the word out more. I was going to spend the day tagging all my videos. This way we get more followers. We build a community of like-minded people. We don't just build for the sake of building. That's what Rah-Rah Channels do. What we do here, we get a good bunch of people. Now the struts are, I guess it's the struts. You fix one thing, you find another problem. Anyway, point being, if you like videos like this, please like this video. Please share it amongst your friends. Please subscribe. And after you subscribe, please hit that little bell. Ding! Because I want you guys to get notified when I post. Because sometimes I touch on topics I kind of wonder, what's this platform going to do? All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Remember to stick it to the man, not to each other. Jeff, you came up with a good one. I can't remember it right now. Okay. Well, I liked it, and we'll try to bring it in, Jeff. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Please comment down below. Take care, and peace.